What if I told you that building wealth doesn't have to be complicated? Yeah, you heard that right. It's simpler than most people think. The problem is, we've been fed a steady diet of bad advice, like you need to be born rich or you have to work until you drop just to get ahead. Sound familiar? But here's the kicker. The real barriers to wealth aren't about money, they're about mindset and habits. Think about it. How many times have you felt stuck, living paycheck to paycheck, wondering why it's so hard to get ahead? It's exhausting, isn't it? Maybe you've tried budgeting apps or watched every YouTube guru out there, only to feel more confused. The truth is, most people aren't taught how to manage money effectively. Schools don't teach it, and society just tells us to spend, spend, spend. No wonder so many people feel trapped. But here's the good news. Breaking free isn't as hard as it seems. It starts with small, practical steps that anyone can take, no matter where they're starting from. Whether it's learning how to save, figuring out how to start investing, or finally understanding the magic of compound interest, you're closer to financial freedom than you think. And here's the best part. You don't need to be a financial wizard to make it happen. By the end of this, you'll have a roadmap for transforming your financial future, one habit at a time. We're diving into strategies that are not only effective but also ridiculously simple to follow. You'll learn how to grow your money, create passive income, and even turn your financial stress into confidence. Ready to finally take control? Let's get started. And trust me, you're about to see that building wealth really is as simple as it sounds. Imagine this, every time you get paid, a portion of that paycheck quietly slips away into an account marked Future You. Sounds nice, right? That's the essence of paying yourself first. It's like building your financial safety net before anything else. Whether it's $20 or $200, the amount doesn't matter as much as the habit. Start by automating your savings. Set up a direct transfer to a high-yield savings account or an investment platform. This isn't just saving money, it's securing your financial freedom. Think about it. Most people pay their bills, splurge on wants, and then save what's left. But let's be real, what's left? Usually, not much. By flipping that script, you make your goals a priority. Say you earn $3,000 a month. If you save 10% up front, that's $300 tucked away before touching anything else. It's not just about the money. It's about telling yourself, my future matters more than my latest impulse buy. And trust me, it's a game changer. Here's a practical way to start. Create 2 accounts. Your first account is for regular spending, and the second is untouchable, a sacred space for your dreams, whether it's buying a home, starting a business, or building that passive income stream. Every payday, split your earnings immediately. If you're worried about forgetting, automation is your best friend. Most banks and apps like Mint or an app can make this process seamless. Let's not sugarcoat it, life happens, and unexpected bills pop up. But here's the beauty. By paying yourself first, you build a cushion to handle those curveballs without draining your progress. You might be thinking, what if I can't afford to save right now? Well, even if it's just $5 a week, you're building a habit, and habits grow stronger over time. Remember, wealth building isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. And here's the secret sauce. The earlier you start, the less painful it is. Picture this, saving $200 a month starting at 25 could grow to over $150,000 by age 50, assuming a modest 6% annual return. But wait, how do you balance saving with the rest of your expenses? That's where budgeting comes in, and trust me, it's simpler than you think. Let's dive into that next. Budgeting doesn't have to feel like a chore. In fact, the 50/30/20 rule turns it into something almost effortless. Here's the breakdown. 50% of your income goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings or debt repayment. It's simple math, but the impact is life-changing. Let's say you earn $4,000 a month. That's $2,000 for essentials like rent, groceries, and utilities, $1,200 for things you love, and $800 to secure your future. Sounds manageable, doesn't it? Here's where the magic lies: balance. You're not depriving yourself of fun or hobbies, but you're also not ignoring your long-term goals. Imagine treating yourself to a night out or a new gadget without feeling guilty because you already handled your savings and bills. This rule creates harmony between enjoying the present and safeguarding your future. A lot of people think budgeting means sacrifice, but it's actually about prioritization. For example, if your once budget feels too tight, try swapping weekly restaurant dinners for a homemade feast. You'd be surprised how a $15 home-cooked meal can rival a $50 night out. Plus, apps like EveryDollar or PocketGuard can help you track where your money's going, so you stay on top of the plan without overthinking. The beauty of this system is how adaptable it is. If you have debt to tackle, you can allocate part of your once budget to extra repayments. On the flip side, if you get a raise, don't immediately inflate your lifestyle. Instead, increase your savings percentage or put it toward investments. Think of it as giving your budget a built-in upgrade without derailing your goals. So, what's next after mastering this rule? Once you've got your budget flowing smoothly, it's time to talk about consistency. Because let's face it, building wealth isn't about big leaps, it's about steady, intentional steps. Ready to see how starting small can lead to massive results? Let's get into it. Most people think wealth building requires big money right out of the gate. Truth is, starting small can be just as powerful, if not more. Let's say you begin with $50 a month. Doesn't sound like much, right? But over time, that consistency turns into something remarkable. For instance, $50 a month invested at a 7% annual return grows to nearly $12,000 in 10 years. That's the power of staying steady. Think about it like planting a tree. You don't throw down a full-grown oak, you plant a tiny seed, water it regularly, and watch it flourish. The same goes for your finances. Start with what you can, whether it's $20 or $200. Apps like Acorns or Robinhood make investing simple and accessible for beginners, so there's no excuse not to get started. Consistency is the secret ingredient that most people overlook. It's not about how much you begin with, it's about building the habit. Imagine setting up an automatic transfer into a savings or investment account every payday. It's like setting your future on autopilot. Over time, you won't even miss the money, but you'll love seeing it grow. Life can feel overwhelming, especially when bills pile up or unexpected expenses pop out of nowhere. But here's the trick: don't let perfect be the enemy of progress. Even if you can only save $10 some months, that's better than nothing. Remember, the habit you're building matters more than the numbers at the start. What happens when you stick with this? You unlock one of the greatest financial superpowers out there: compound interest. It's what transforms small, consistent contributions into real wealth over time. So, let's take a closer look at how this multiplier effect works and why it's your best ally in building financial freedom. Compound interest is like a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small but grows faster and bigger the longer it keeps rolling. The key is starting early, even with tiny amounts. Let's say you invest $100 a month starting at age 25, earning a 7% return. By 65, you'd have around $260,000. Now, if you waited until 35 to start, that drops to about $120,000. See the difference? Time is your best friend here. Albert Einstein once called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and for a good reason. It's money earning money on top of itself, and the longer you leave it to grow, the more dramatic the results. Imagine reinvesting your earnings from dividends or interest instead of cashing them out. Over time, this creates a self-sustaining cycle that works harder for you than you do for it. Here's a simple way to make it work for you: automate everything. Set up a recurring investment plan with apps like Fidelity or Vanguard. It takes the guesswork out of saving and ensures your money is always working. And remember, the earlier you start, the less you need to save each month to hit your goals. It's like giving yourself a head start in a race. Of course, patience is crucial. Compound interest is a long game, not a get-rich-quick scheme. Some months, it might feel like progress is slow, but over years and decades, it's almost magical. Think about Warren Buffett, who built his fortune by letting compound interest work its wonders for decades. It's a strategy anyone can use, no matter their starting point. Now that you've seen how small, consistent steps can snowball into something incredible, let's make sure you don't sabotage your progress. In the next section, we'll tackle one of the biggest pitfalls people face: lifestyle inflation. Trust me, avoiding this trap can save you thousands and keep you on track for financial freedom. It's tempting, isn't it? You get a raise or a bonus, and suddenly, that old couch feels unbearable, or the car you've been driving for years doesn't look as good anymore. This is what they call lifestyle inflation, letting your expenses rise as your income grows. But here's the catch: the more you upgrade your lifestyle, the harder it becomes to build wealth. Think about it. Say you get a $10,000 raise. If you immediately spend $8,000 on a luxury vacation and a new phone, how much are you really saving for your future? What if, instead, you took that money and invested it? With a 7% return, that $8,000 could grow to nearly $16,000 in 10 years. Resisting the urge to splurge now means a bigger reward later. One simple strategy to fight lifestyle inflation is the save more, spend some rule. For every increase in income, commit to saving or investing at least 50% of it. That way, you can still enjoy your hard-earned money while making sure your future self gets a piece of the pie. For example, if you get a $5,000 bonus, put $2,500 into your investment account and use the rest for something fun. Cutting out lifestyle inflation doesn't mean living like a monk. It's about balance and priorities. Think of it this way: instead of upgrading your car every 3 years, drive it for 10 and use the difference to fund a down payment on an investment property. Or skip the daily $7 lattes and invest that money instead. It might not feel like much, but over time, it adds up. Avoiding lifestyle inflation frees up money for what truly matters: building wealth, creating passive income, and achieving financial freedom. Speaking of strategies that can save you thousands, in the next section, we'll dive into the often overlooked world of tax strategies and how they can work wonders for your bottom line. Taxes might seem like a boring subject, but learning a few basic strategies can save you thousands every year, and who wouldn't want that? The first step is understanding tax deductions and credits. For instance, did you know that contributing to a traditional IRA or 401k can lower your taxable income? That's right, you're not only saving for the future but also keeping more money in your pocket today. Here's a practical example. Let's say you earn $60,000 a year and contribute $6,000 to a traditional IRA. Your taxable income drops to $54,000, which could lower your tax bill by hundreds of dollars. Small tweaks like this can make a big difference over time. And if you're self-employed, you can write off things like home office expenses, equipment, and even a portion of your internet bill. Another key strategy is timing your deductions. If you know your income will be higher next year, consider pushing some deductible expenses, like charitable donations, into the current year to maximize your savings. And don't forget about tax credits, they're even better than deductions. For example, The Earned Income Tax Credit can put thousands back into the hands of qualifying taxpayers. It's also crucial to keep good records. That receipt for your new laptop? It might qualify as a business expense. The miles you drove to meet a client? That's deductible, too. Using apps like QuickBooks or Mint can help you track expenses effortlessly. Staying organized ensures you're not leaving money on the table when tax season rolls around. Mastering basic tax strategies is like giving yourself a raise without working extra hours. And here's the kicker: every dollar saved can go straight into building wealth. But there's another way to accelerate your financial journey that's just as powerful: creating multiple streams of income. That's up next, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Ever heard the phrase, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket"? That's exactly what building multiple streams of income is all about. Relying on a single paycheck is risky, especially in today's economy. By diversifying your income, you're not just protecting yourself, you're creating opportunities to grow wealth faster. Imagine this: instead of stressing about layoffs or pay cuts, you have money coming in from different sources, giving you both peace of mind and financial freedom. Let's start simple. Freelancing is a great first step. If you've got skills in writing, graphic design, or coding, platforms like Upwork or Fiverr can help you land gigs on the side. Maybe you've got a spare room in your home, list it on Airbnb and turn it into a steady source of cash. Or consider starting a small online business. Selling handmade crafts or digital products on Etsy can snowball into something bigger than you imagined. Passive income is another game changer. Rental properties, dividend stocks, or even creating an online course can generate money with minimal ongoing effort. Take this as an example: investing in a $200,000 rental property with a $20,000 down payment could bring in $1,500 a month in rent. Even after expenses, that's a solid chunk of passive income, and it only grows as property values increase. Don't underestimate scalable income streams either. Digital products, like ebooks or apps, allow you to sell the same item repeatedly without extra work. And let's not forget about content creation. Whether it's a YouTube channel, a podcast, or a blog, these platforms can lead to ad revenue, sponsorships, and affiliate marketing income. The key is to start with what feels manageable and build from there. The beauty of having multiple income streams is the flexibility it gives you. With extra cash flow, you can pay off debt, invest more aggressively, or simply enjoy life without financial stress. And now that you've laid the groundwork for income growth, it's time to explore how practical application ties everything together. In the next section, you'll see how these strategies can transform your mindset and habits, one step at a time. Remember how overwhelming it felt when we first talked about breaking free from living paycheck to paycheck? By now, you've seen how simple shifts in your mindset and habits can completely change your financial future. So, here's the big question: what are you going to do about it? Will you let another day pass, or will you take the first step toward building the life you've always dreamed of? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. Don't miss out on more tips and strategies that can transform your relationship with money. This channel is your go-to place for breaking down big financial ideas into actionable, simple steps. Stick around, because the journey to financial freedom is just getting started. And before you go, let me ask you this: what if you had a roadmap that not only taught you how to build passive income but also helped you eliminate debt and create mental clarity under financial pressure? That's exactly what you'll get with my exclusive material, Holistic Health. Nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time to shine. With this guide, you'll uncover step-by-step strategies to grow your wealth, master your mindset, and finally take control of your financial destiny. Don't wait, your future self will thank you for starting today.